In this presentation, I am going to give a brief guidance to students on preparing their research questionnaire. So here I address some mistakes the students are doing while they are preparing their research questionnaire. So this presentation is very brief and touching the basic things that students need to focus when they are preparing a questionnaire. Let's discuss now. So you may have this kind of conceptual framework. When you are preparing a questionnaire, the first thing is see your conceptual framework. So your questionnaire need to address all the variables in your conceptual framework. Now in this conceptual framework, you can see three variables. So you need to have questions to test those three variables. Let's see another conceptual framework. Now in this conceptual framework, what you can see? In this conceptual framework, you can see four independent variables and one mediator and then another dependent variable. So how you include questions? See those independent variables. There are four independent variables as conversation, reputation, relationship, and entertainment. So you need to have separate set of questions for each of these independent variables. Each of these independent. You can't use one set of questionnaire to test all these variables. So have separate set of questions to test each variable in your conceptual framework. So same thing applies to your mediator as well as dependent variable. When you are preparing a questionnaire, in the methodology, you need to present your operationalization table in the methodology. So before the pilot testing, you present your operationalization table. This is an example of operationalization table. So in this table, you can see construct, that is our variable. Then items. Items mean questions. And where we are getting these questions? Can we develop them by ourselves? No, we can't do like that. We need to get those items, those questions from past researchers. So past researchers have used certain questions and we are getting them to test the same variable. So here, to test the entertainment, some past researchers has used these items. So I have taken those items here. That's how we build our question. We can't use our own questions unless otherwise there is no any question or any item we can't find out. So here in the operationalization table, you can see construct, item and source. Sources from where you have taken those questions. Those sources have two sources have been used to build questions for entertainment base. That's how we need to prepare this operationalization table. This is another example of operationalization table. Like that, you need to address each and every variable in your conceptual framework when you are developing your question. And here my advice, when you are using questions, make sure you use at least 6 items per each variable. At least 6 items or 6 questions per each variable. Because when you are doing reliability analysis, validity analysis, these questions may remove. Then if you don't include or at least 6 items, then it will be a problem because you don't have enough number of questions to go for your statistical analysis. So make sure to include at least 6 items per each variable. And another mistake that most of students are doing, they forget the dependent variable to be included into the questionnaire. Most of students do that mistake. So we know now in this model, you can see the dependent variable is purchase intention. And students find or include questions for Facebook marketing and customer based brand equity. But they do not include questions for purchase intention. Then how we are going to test the purchase intention? So do not forget to include items or questions into your dependent variable as well and include them into your questionnaire. So these are the basic guidance on preparing your questionnaire. Here I address some common mistakes that most of people are doing. So what I can tell you finally, you need to build your questionnaire dividing separate parts for your each and every variable. So clearly divide your questionnaire based on your variable. And do not forget to include your dependent variable into your questionnaire. And finally, you can include some basic information to collect profile information of our respondent. So these are the basic guidance of preparing questionnaire. I hope those guidance will be helpful for you. Thank you very much.